Next up is Emma Sachs. Emma is a recent graduate from the University of Minnesota Morris with a degree in computer science. She jumped into DevOps through an internship in the summer of 2015 at Sports Engine and works there to this day on the platform operations team. Please welcome Emma.
Wow, I think I can feel my heart. So, hi. First of all, what TV show was on when I started IT? Stranger Things. So, now that that's done, I just want to give a general disclaimer, which is basically that I am not an expert in anything, and I'm not claiming to be one. Almost everyone in this room knows more about DevOps than me, and everyone has their own experience when it comes to integrating themselves into a workplace and a DevOps environment. So first, I want to talk about my educational background, because that's important. Before college, I pretty much lived in this world of singing and dancing, and I clearly remember when I was 13, in the summer of 2009, singing the entire soundtrack of Wicked every single day in my living room, and I still know all of the words. In 2013, I began college at the University of Minnesota Morris. Prior to that, I didn't really have any idea what software engineers did or what their work consisted of. As an example, my dad works as an IT manager at Optum. But before I understood that IT stood for information technology, when people would ask me what he did, I'd kind of like stutter and blink on the letters I and T. To emphasize this point, I didn't know the difference between software and hardware. In the summer of 2015, a brave development team at Sports Engine decided to take a chance on me. And this was my first opportunity to see what DevOps was in a workplace. Following that internship, I continued to expand my skills and work remotely while I finished school. Since this past June, I've officially joined the team full-time, and I work almost completely in a DevOps environment. So now I want to quickly jump back to what I did while I was at Morris and some of the classes I took there. I took a lot of courses, but a few of note were programming, loops, recursion, classes in Java, data structures, stacks, hashes, and arrays, and algorithmic development, sorting, Turing machines, NP-complete and NP-hard problems. Software design, JavaScript and Node and agile methodologies, logic, true or false equals true, P or Q equals P or not Q equals P, and evolutionary computation, genetic programming, and solving NP-complete problems. Even though I took a lot of great classes at Morris, there were some I didn't take, such as operations and DevOps, third-party monitoring tools, software development, and engineering in the workplace. Actually, those courses weren't even offered. I made them up. This poses a problem that I have personally experienced, which is that new graduates from universities may know the theories and basic coding skills they need to get a job, but they're not necessarily prepared for work in the workforce, or real world, as we say in college. So this brings up the question, why don't they teach operations courses in college? And why is operations hard to teach? And the short answer is, I don't know. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, I'm not a professor. Number two, I've only been in operations for 18 months. But from those 18 months, I have some hunches. Number one, telling a classroom of college students this will probably not make them very popular. No worries, I have more realistic hunches. Every workplace works differently, so it's hard to tell if what you're teaching will be beneficial to your students. Number two, things like customer traffic and launches can be hard to mimic when a course is 16 weeks long and there's only 10 people in it. Number three, to claim that one course or even a whole year of courses makes an expert is a false statement, because DevOps is all about constant learning. So I have narrowed down DevOps to 6 things. D, discovering and experimenting with new third-party systems to manage your platform and make it stronger. E, expanding your knowledge base to always keep learning new things. V, vetoing dangerous and suspicious code changes when there's a chance your platform might fall apart. O, operating your platform's configuration, servers, and monitoring systems. P, providing your developers with tools to continue working successfully and efficiently. And S, spreading communication and collaboration between operations and development. But then the question is raised, how are you supposed to learn all this without prior knowledge of coding, the platform you're working on, or if your professors don't know what any of this is? And the answer is that it just doesn't happen then. And there will be no course in DevOps, because you cannot commit to constant learning if you don't know where to start. So in summary, DevOps is hard to learn unless you have some prior background knowledge and tools, and it's hard to get a background in DevOps because it's hard to learn. So it's kind of a catch-22. So this leads us to our final question. Is there a better way to prepare our students for a DevOps career and culture? Thank you for listening. These slides are available on my website, which can be found on GitHub.